Sometimes people are just pieces on a chessboard, kept or discarded without a second thought. But what happens when the game turns personal? Hey, before we dive in, I'm noticing some of you haven't subscribed yet. Please do, so you don't miss what happens next in this tangled story. It had been 7 years of being with Jack, the rich heir, when suddenly another girl appeared by his side. One day, a friend of mine teased him, asking why he had changed girls again. Jack gave a cold, almost cruel smile and said, "Do I need a reason to keep or throw away a woman? Women are single use. Swap them however you want." I just turned and walked away, never wanting to appear in his world again. But it wasn't over. Long after that, he cornered me in a changing room, leaving me no escape. A flicker of shadow passed through his eyes, something dangerous and unreadable. I smiled politely, holding up the diamond ring on my finger. "Sorry, you're too late." The next time I saw Jack was at a charity auction. I was raising my paddle repeatedly, determined to win the jade bracelet, something precious, something tied to my family. Just as I was about to win it for 2 million, a cold, lazy voice cut through the room. 10 million. My heart sank, and I turned slowly to see him. The crowd blurred, but I caught a glimpse of his rugged profile, sharp jawline, subtle shadows playing across his face. It had been 2 years since we last met, but he looked the same, or maybe a little colder, more distant. His lips barely curled into a smile, lazy and indifferent. "What does Jack want with this?" my friend Mia whispered, clearly annoyed. "He's bidding just to block you." I shrugged. "Maybe. He's always spent money like it's nothing." But I knew he understood how much that bracelet meant to me. Mia urged, "Then bid more. Fight for it." But I laughed bitterly. Jack always got what he wanted. I didn't stand a chance. Later that night, at the post-auction dinner, a young girl approached me, holding a glass of champagne. She was as fresh and delicate as a flower, almost a mirror image of me at 20, with even the same tiny beauty mark beneath her left eye. "Olivia," she said sweetly, "I've watched your plays for years. I love your work. It's so nice to finally meet you." Her wrist flashed, showing the jade bracelet. My gaze lingered. "My boyfriend gave it to me," she added, blushing slightly. She turned her head and pointed across the room. I looked, and through the crowd, Jack's eyes met hers with a look full of quiet affection. But something felt off, unnatural, forced. Jack's face suddenly turned cold, and without a word, he pushed the girl's hand away and left the room. "That bastard," Mia hissed. "You've been with him for years, and he still won't go public with you. Now he's showing off with Julia." I sipped my champagne, pushing down the sting. Jack had done the same for me once, lavish gifts just to get a smile. If he was doing it for someone else now, it wasn't surprising. "Forget it," I said. "It's not worth it." Mia wouldn't let it go. "Julia's trying to show off, trying to get under your skin. She's from nowhere, pretending to be a pure little flower." I finished my drink, quiet. 2 years of silence with Jack had not healed all wounds. You know, sometimes people try to be sweet while cutting you down at the same time. Julia's smile faded when she noticed my indifference. "I don't want to fight with you," she said, her voice squeezing into a fake innocence. "But, you know, since you're older, maybe it's time to give younger people a chance." I looked at the little beauty mark beneath her left eye, the same as mine, and smiled. She blinked, confused. "What's so funny?" she asked. "If I were you, I wouldn't do something so foolish," I said, gently wiping the coffee stain from my fingers. "Do you even know what kind of man Sam really is?" Julia shook her head. "That rich heir," I said, voice low, "he knows how to be gentle and cruel at the same time. He'll spoil you when he feels like it, but the moment he gets tired, whether you live or die won't matter to him." Over the years, many women had orbited around Sam, but no one had ever come to me with such arrogant certainty. Julia was the dumbest. "Since you call me senior, I'll give you one piece of advice," I said, locking eyes with her and smiling wider. "Don't mess with me." Her smile snapped into something harsh as she raised her voice. "Olivia, you were just a kept woman, a secret lover all those years. What are you pretending to be?" I laughed, a bitter sound. So that's how Sam had defined our 7 years, nothing more than a secret. Before I could say anything, Mrs. Kim's voice called from the door. Julia, what nonsense are you saying? My assistant had slipped out and brought Mrs. Kim back just in time. It's fine, I said dismissively. This catfight is boring. Let's go. Mrs. Kim pointed at Julia. She's the one pre-selected. Julia beamed with pride. My boyfriend is the investor. You all know that. Mrs. Kim's smile froze as a young man appeared in the doorway. Through the open window, the wind stirred the greenery, and the man's cold, handsome face was touched by soft shadows. He looked mysterious and calm, young but carrying the old-fashioned charm of a true artist. Oscar Fu. Yeah, it's pre-selected, he said slowly and clearly. Mrs. Kim's face tightened. Julia puffed up her chest. Director Fu, Julia said, I'll do my best. I prepared to leave, but Oscar raised his hand in a gentlemanly stop. Miss Olivia, are you upset about being pre-selected by me? I blinked. Julia's face went pale. This isn't fair, Julia protested. Oscar withdrew his hand without apology. Sorry. I'm not a man who believes in fairness. The next day, I got the contract from Oscar Fu. Mrs. Kim was excited. This role will open doors for you. I knew how big this was, but I couldn't feel happy. Mrs. Kim, I said, Julia said Sam is an investor in this project. Her smile faded. Are you worried? We both knew the truth. Sam was investing to help Julia. If Oscar Fu dropped me because of that, I'd be out. Don't overthink it, Mrs. Kim said quickly. Oscar Fu chose you. Whatever happens, he'll be ready. Besides, you've known Sam for years. He can't forget. I smiled bitterly. But then, my assistant gasped, look at Instagram, for her lost its funding. Mrs. Kim grabbed her phone, read, and went silent. I wasn't surprised. Do you think Oscar Fu will cancel your contract? The assistant asked nervously. Mrs. Kim shot a look but didn't answer. Maybe, I said faintly. In this industry, being replaced because of money was nothing new. The assistant was angry. How can Sam do this? He's backing Julia but hurting you. It's not about hurt, I said. It's just the game. Anyone who stood in Julia's way ended up like me. No use feeling wronged. Mrs. Kim paced, upset. Can you be like everyone else? You've known him so long, doesn't he care? I looked down at my phone, but my thoughts were far away. People talk about old friendships, but for Sam, I was a past better forgotten. That evening, Diana came storming in, furious over Julia's antics. She spilled coffee on you on purpose, the assistant whispered angrily. Diana clenched her fists. That little, does she think I'll tolerate her? She grabbed her car keys, ready to go find Julia. Diana! I called, heart pounding, and ran after her. At the door, I only saw the taillights of a red sports car speeding away. Years ago, when my family went bankrupt, Diana had fought to defend me, literally bloodied another girl who insulted me. Because of that, her family sent her abroad. My mom always said I was a troublemaker. Maybe she was right. Diana wasn't answering her phone, and I had no idea where she had gone. If she was looking for Julia, she'd probably go to Sam. Sam. We hadn't spoken in 2 years, not a single call. Then, a few days ago, he called, but said nothing. My finger hovered over his number for a long moment before I dialed. The phone rang, and finally, he picked up. But I couldn't say a word. Women's loud voices spilled into the line. Is Diana with you? I asked. Sam moved away from the phone. Who are you? He sneered coldly. I was stunned. It's Olivia. Oh, he said lazily. What's up? Where are you? I'm coming over. A pause. He laughed, mocking. Looking for me? No, I'm looking for Diana. His voice dripped sarcasm. Sisterly love, huh? For her you made the first call in 2 years and are even coming to see me. I repeated, where are you? Don't bother, he said, voice icy, then hung up. His message was clear, he didn't want to see me. 2 years later, I found myself once again at his favorite clubhouse suite. When we were together, if he got mad and disappeared, I knew to find him here. His friends teased him, that arrogant brat, when he's mad, won't move an inch. Just waiting for you to come and calm him. But this time, I had stopped spoiling him. The door creaked open and shut again, just like my heart, closed and locked away. I took a deep breath and stepped inside. The smell of alcohol hit me. The wine cabinet was smashed, bottles shattered everywhere. Glass glittered on the floor like cruel stars. No sign of Diana. There he was, Sam, lounging on the only clean leather sofa, lazily scrolling his phone. The overhead light cast shadows over his brows, making him look chilling and dangerous. Lucas, his friend, was talking nearby. When he saw me, he blurted, "Hey, sis-in-law." That made me pause. I'd been with Sam long enough for Lucas to call me that. I smiled faintly, long time no see. Yeah, 2 years, Lucas said with concern. Where have you been? Scandinavia, I said vaguely. Lucas smiled knowingly. Funny, Sam's been there too. Sam didn't react, uninterested. I changed the subject. Has Diana been here? Lucas nodded. Yeah. She was hunting for Julia but didn't find her. She was like a wild lion, smashing things and cursing. He glanced at Sam. Some people's crimes are beyond counting. My heart lightened. At least Diana hadn't found Julia. Where is she now? I asked. Before Lucas could answer, Sam spoke coldly for the first time all night. What do you think? His gaze was icy even though he looked at his phone. Relief slipped away. Sam was used to having things his way. When uncomfortable, he could be ruthless. Though the One and Sam families were connected, Sam's punishments could break anyone. I looked at him, calm but firm. Diana's actions were because of me. I'm sorry. I'll pay for the damages tonight. Sam's eyes curled into a mocking smile. Compensate? What are you going to use to compensate? I was speechless. Yes, I had the money to pay for this night's destruction, but what Sam really lacked most was money. After all his scolding, could he accept that? Trying to stay composed, I said softly, "You ask, and I'll do what I can." Sam stayed silent, half smiling, arrogantly dismissive. His coldness crawled into my bones. Do you really want to do this? He flicked his eyelids lazily, playing indifferent. Do what? I stopped smiling and stared. Sam's cruelty was in knowing exactly what you meant but ignoring it, provoking you with cold detachment. The tension was thick. Lucas broke first. Can we calm down? No need for hostility. Get lost, Sam snapped. Lucas smiled and left, waving, "See you next time, sis-in-law." I smiled weakly. Maybe next time wasn't soon. The silence grew. Since I came back, Sam had been pushing me, quietly but relentlessly. 2 years ago, he said, "Do I need a reason to keep a woman?" I thought it was the end. But he didn't mean it. Otherwise, why say, "Stop always challenging my patience" when we met? He was a proud young master who wanted control. When things end, the girl should beg, full of regret. My calm dignity had become his obsession. Thinking this irritated me. Sam, do you only feel better when I beg? Despite the ache in my chest, I smiled and said, "Fine. I beg you." Sam's expression darkened swiftly. His lips curled into a cold smile. Do you think I want you to beg? Isn't it obvious? The last time I didn't beg, he smashed the bracelet. If he hadn't given Julia confidence, how could she throw coffee at me? He wasn't truly angry at Diana. He was using this to make me bow, lose my pride. I wasn't wronged, but I was hurt. 7 years, neither too long nor short. I'd poured all my love in, and he tossed it away like garbage. The real betrayal was trampling my dignity. You said I have dignity, I said softly, hiding bitterness. Now can you let me go? With a loud bang, Sam kicked the table. I flinched but stayed firm. I don't understand, I said. You smile for everyone else, but with me, not a kind word. No matter what I do, you don't appreciate it. You said you didn't want the bracelet. Now, if someone causes trouble, you blame me. I thought after 20 years of knowing each other, 7 years of support, you'd have real feelings. But one angry word, and you disappear completely. His disappointment was deep, but a faint smile touched his lips. His voice hoarse, sorrowful. Olivia, who can't let go of whom? Sam slammed the door and left. I stood frozen, shoulders hunched. My phone rang. It was Diana, worried. Did Sam give you a hard time? No, I said, forcing calm. Are you okay? What could happen? Sam doesn't care, but my brother's here. Diana sighed, I was too impulsive. I thought I could help, but you took the worst of it. Don't blame yourself. If he's unhappy, trouble was bound to happen. Diana's outburst was just an excuse for him. That night, I thought about Sam. Yes, Diana was right. Sam and I were a twisted fate. When we were kids, Sam didn't like me. He was handsome, adults adored him. I reached out, but he pushed me away, calling me an ugly monster. I cried. As we grew, he stayed distant. Beautiful girls surrounded him. I thought maybe I wasn't pretty enough. I tasted loneliness from Sam. By my teens, Sam was wild, girls coming and going. We met at family gatherings, adults joked we were childhood sweethearts. He would frown and say lazily, "Don't tease me. Anyone who wants to serve a little fairy can go ahead." I'd fire back, as if anyone would want you. Life was smooth then, I didn't care if he liked me or not. He thought I was dramatic, I thought he was reckless. Two parallel lines, ignoring each other. I thought we'd live brilliant separate lives. But then, that winter when I was 16, everything changed. My family went bankrupt. My life turned upside down. I held my father's urn in the freezing snow, waiting for everything to slip away. Suddenly, someone rushed to me. It was Sam. His handsome face was tense, veins bulging on his forehead. He shook, trembling with anger. "Olivia, are you sick?" he shouted. That was the moment everything shifted. They said it was only a matter of time before I'd be rejected. Pathetic, really. I was raised to be proud, strong in my bones. So I told Sam we should keep our relationship secret. At first, he disagreed, but he couldn't resist my persistence. That day, he grabbed my lips, and as we kissed, he teased, "Have you thought it through?" Half joking, half serious, he added, "There are plenty who think about me. Don't get jealous." I knew he meant it, but I nodded firmly. Back then, I was confident. Sam came from a prestigious family, raised with strict rules. I believed he wouldn't let feelings ruin his reputation. Even if he liked someone else, it would only be after cutting ties with me. I was sure of that. But most of our fights came from this. Girls chased him one after another. I never saw him fall for anyone, but rumors were everywhere, flirting, ambiguity. I couldn't help feeling sour and arguing. Sam would say casually, "You're the one who's afraid people will know you're my girlfriend." I shot back, "This is different. You could at least admit you have a girlfriend. What difference does it make? What have I done?" He stayed calm, making me seem unreasonable. "I haven't held hands or kissed those girls," he said with a cold smirk, "but you've held hands and kissed those male actors." Did I get mad? "That's my job," I retorted. He shrugged. "I'm just playing the game too." These arguments never ended. We hurt each other with cruel words, young and fierce. After each fight, he'd try to pamper me, and I'd fall back in, licking my wounds. We kept going like this for 7 years, love and hate under the moonlight, never once thinking of giving up. I thought, no matter how reckless Sam was, he wouldn't be so cruel. Then he shattered my dignity. He said I had no real feelings for him and left because of one sentence. How could he not see? I gave him my true heart, endured pain for love, but I was never someone to be tossed aside. He denied my love, and I stopped arguing. We loved each other deeply, but we were like birds and fish, together for a while, then drifting apart. Different roads. One morning, groggy and lost in dreams, I got a call from Ms. Kim. Director Fu set the contract signing, she said excitedly. He won't replace anyone despite the funding withdrawal. We're safe. I was surprised. Oscar Fu was something else. At the meeting, I gently brought up the funding withdrawal. It's not your fault, Oscar interrupted. I convinced them to pull out. Integrity, that word flashed through my mind. Oscar smiled slightly. Now I'm the investor, and you're the chosen one. His quiet nobility made me wonder, why me? He said seriously, Olivia, you're a good actress, but more importantly, you're worth it. Soon, I was trending online for the first time in ages. Julia had complained publicly about being blocked from the role, stirring up sympathy. Rumors flew about me having secretly had a child abroad, hiding away. It was ridiculous. Ms. Kim answered endless media calls, furious at Julia's dirty tricks. But Julia was digging her own grave. Oscar Fu's team quickly released a sharp statement denying Julia's audition claims, exposing her as a schemer trying to buy her way in. Public opinion flipped overnight. Julia became the target of widespread criticism. I gained new fans and my career soared. The night before filming started, heavy snow fell. My phone buzzed, Sam calling after months of silence. Lucas had pleaded with me, maybe soften up. Love's not about winning or losing. I scoffed. I'd never thought about winning. Sam's hoarse voice pulled me from my thoughts. All that Julia did wasn't my plan, he said. And the bracelet, she took it without my permission. I wanted to buy it for you. His voice cracked with effort. He was softening. But I felt only melancholy. I whispered, it doesn't matter anymore. His voice stubborn, everything about you matters to me. We fell silent. Then he asked, what happened these last 2 years? I teased, don't believe the rumors, do you? He didn't. Are you sick? I paused, painful memories rising. No. His breath was heavy, voice breaking. Olivia, have I ruined everything? That night, I thought about the past. When I was 16 and sick, Sam rushed to me in the snow, worried and angry. Olivia, are you sick? I cried, my dad doesn't want me anymore. He wrapped me in his coat, breath shaky. I want you, he said. Back then, love made me fear death. I just wanted to be by his side. But he said, do I need a reason to want a woman? I laughed and cried remembering. I said goodbye to the past and to Sam. On set, Oscar Fu was a perfectionist. He pushed everyone hard, but never harshly. Ms. Kim praised him, saying he brought out the best in me. She teased that maybe he had watched me for a long time. I laughed it off. But then she told me Julia tried to commit suicide. Probably because of Sam, she said. Julia was too greedy and naive, now paying the price. Later, Julia was shelved, suspended by her agency. The public pieced together the story. Julia angered a powerful figure, Sam. Gossip exploded. But then a video surfaced, me and Sam, late at night, kissing beside his sports car. The public went wild, creating a ship name for us, Years Like Robbers. I smiled bitterly. Sam once said being with me felt like an affair. He never thought it would go public, but only after we broke up. One night after filming, I was at a party. A drunk co-star whispered, Director Fu has a crush on you. I shivered and spilled my drink. Trying to calm down, I went to the dressing room. Half asleep, I felt hands on my temples. I opened my eyes, Sam's reflection stared back. He looked thinner, more subdued, with a sad light in his eyes. I turned away. What are you doing here? He said softly, I've taken care of everything. She'll never be in front of you again. He added, I never touched her. I just missed you. I remembered all our fights. He thought as long as he didn't cross a line, I'd accept him. But it was never about Julia. Back then, I couldn't stand even a grain of sand in my eyes. Sam leaned close, shadowed, his voice low. Olivia, will you come back? He was so close, breath warm. Before, I'd have blushed. Now I just looked, quietly smiling, not pride, but sadness. My love ended, I thought. He said, did you always think I'd come back? No, I said. I never thought of being apart from the start. Sam believed in fate, thinking I'd never leave. But life moves on. Why did he treat me lightly because he was sure I wouldn't go? A flash of revenge rose. I smiled, raised my hand. Sorry, you're too late. On my left ring finger was a fake diamond ring. A little kid had given it to me at the wrap party, promising to marry me when he grew up. I never thought my first proposal would be from a child. Sam stiffened but saw through me. It's fake, he said, taking my hand. I didn't resist. The ring is fake, he said. But I don't want you anymore, that's real. I echoed his words from 2 years ago. Sam struggled to remove the ring, lips tight, face pale. When he finally did, he collapsed on the sofa, head back, hands over his face. His voice muffled and broken. Olivia, I want you. I only want you. Sam had changed. Gone was the arrogant, lazy air. Now he was a composed gentleman, dignified and calm. Still, he tried so hard to please me, gently, thoughtfully. It's too much, I sighed. He nodded, all right. As he turned to leave, he looked back. I'll wait for you. Always. I didn't know if he meant it. Diana sighed, he's changed. Shed his arrogance. You should think about it. I just smiled. Time passed. The film For Her was about to release. On Oscar Fu's birthday, at a celebration, I sat next to him. He made a wish for my peace. His quiet gaze touched something deep in me. Amid the laughter and candlelight, he draped his jacket over my lap. I thought of Sam, the winter night, his anger and care. I want you, he said then. Promises remembered. And now, the punishment for Sam is clear. You'll lose me forever. If this story touched you, how would you handle a love that burns so fiercely yet breaks so deeply? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this.